can't even fucking comprehend what I watched. Hey wrestling fans, so today I will be reviewing Wrestlemania 3, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna go over some of my ups and my downs from this pay-per-view, and there definitely were some ups and there were some downs, some iconic moments, some iconic matches. Today I'm just gonna go over the upper card matches, keep it simple, keep it sweet. First I want to talk about Jake the Snake. He came out with Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, I've seen him live with Rob Zombie, it was great. And it was the
Honky Donkey Man.
Honky Tonk Man. He came out with Jimmy Hart because Jimmy Hart in the 80s was just managing everybody. Let's be completely honest. We see a lot of him. I absolutely loved this match. I love Jake the Snake. I know he had his issues, but he was so great in the ring. He was charismatic. Honky Tonk Man, on the other hand, I don't like him. I don't like the Elvis knockoff theme of his life. I don't love it. Previous to the match of the Honky Tonk Man and Jake the Snake at WrestleMania 3, Honky Tonk Man did hit Jake the Snake in the head with a guitar in the snake pit. Now, in interviews, Jake the Snake has said that this was not supposed to happen, that he was actually supposed to hit him in the back, and that he accidentally hit him in the head, and this kind of caused a little bit of real friction. Once Vince McMahon did see Honky Tonk Man hit Jake the Snake with the guitar in the snake pit, he knew that he had to set these two up at WrestleMania 3, and it worked out beautifully. This was such an emotion-filled match. Jake the Snake did take the L in this match, which, you know what, like, okay, it is what it is. Didn't love that. I don't like the Honky Tonk Man. That's just personal preference. This next match that I want to talk about was definitely an up for me. It was Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation versus the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana, which I said this in my last video, but I'm really loving Tito Santana. Now, in the early mid-80s, Danny Davis was actually a referee, but he was kind of a heel referee, and he would kind of favor the heels. Let the heels in matches do things, you know, break the rules, do illegal things. That year in 1987, the year of WrestleMania 3, Danny Davis was the referee between the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation. The British Bulldogs were the reigning tag team champs, but Danny Davis really helped the Hart Foundation win January 87 the tag team titles from the British Bulldogs. After this match, Danny Davis was stripped of his duties as a referee, but approached Jimmy Hart to become part of the Hart Foundation. And that is how Danny Davis ended up in this match at WrestleMania 3 with the Hart Foundation up against the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. During this match, it was a spectacular match, as you would assume against British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation alone. They had a really long rivalry as it was. They knew each other previously from Stampede Wrestling and all that. Stu Hart. Stellar match. And Danny Davis did roll up Davey Boy Smith to get the win, but the Hart Foundation, they were the tag team champs. They continue to be the tag team champs. Stellar. Now, this next match was the one that I was looking forward to the most. This gets like a golden up for me just because I love him so much. Roddy Piper versus the adorable Adonis, which I had no idea really who this man was. He's very strange, very odd. I love it so much. This was Roddy Piper's retirement match, aka he went off to Hollywood. He made They Live, one of my favorite movies of all time. This match was just zany to me. Roddy Piper technically lost. He got choked out by Adrian Adonis, but then he was woken up by Jimmy Hart. And Brutus Beefcake came out and they cut off all Adrian Adonis's hair. But what I really want to talk about is this was Roddy Piper's retirement match. He did go on to come back to the WWF about 2 years later. So this was kind of just his retirement from full-time wrestling at this point. He took the 2 years off, went to make this movie, but he said he was kind of ousted from the WWF family. Vince McMahon did say that he wasn't a part of the WWF family anymore, really ousted him. He would go on to say he felt like just another dumb jock that went off to Hollywood to make movies. But good thing he did, because he, you know, made that movie They Live. It was so good, so fantastic. I loved this match. It was weird. It was great. Entertaining. It was just everything that I wanted in a match. And I just love both of these men, especially Roddy being a Scottish Canadian like myself. And Roddy Piper obviously did go on to make They Live in 1988 with John Carpenter. And of course, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Roddy makes that movie the longest fight scene in any movie. It's so good. If you haven't seen They Live, go watch it right now. What are you doing? Now, of course, we have the iconic match that got a lot of wrestlers that watch this match into wrestling, and that is the Intercontinental title match between Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, while this match happened at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, this match definitely holds up today. It was crazy. I have seen this match years ago, but watching it again, it really stands the test of time. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, that man is an icon in the ring. Of course, Macho Man Randy Savage, he is Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, what more do you have to say about this man? Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage, before this match, memorized every single move down to a T. They wrote everything down. They practiced this match day in and day out up to WrestleMania. So not like some matches or a lot of matches back in the 80s where they used to call them on the spot. This was meticulous for both men, and it showed in the ring. I can't say enough about this match. I absolutely loved it. I think a lot of people can agree with that. A lot of wrestlers will agree with that. I think this is just a match that you need to go watch for yourself. If you haven't, I will definitely be watching it again probably today because it was just perfection. Both of these men deserve their flowers, and they're both in the Hall of Fame, and as they should be just for this match alone. Like, let's be for real. So there was a lot of matches previously to the ones that I have spoken about, you know, some of the smaller matches that happened at WrestleMania 3, and I'm not going to get into those. There were people like the Killer Bees. One of the matches that I do want to give a little shout out to, the Junkyard Dog versus King Harley Race. I actually really like this match. King Harley Race for absolutely no reason. I absolutely just don't like him. King Harley Race ended up winning, but it was an all right match. It was what it was. I just love the Junkyard Dog. I was on Wrestling for Life Network live reacting to all of the WrestleManias up to WrestleMania 40. Somebody did put in the comments that Junkyard Dog has a song called Grab Them Cakes. Grab them cakes. It's phenomenal. Just go listen to it. So the last match that I'm going to give my opinions on, I'm giving it so many downs that I can't even fucking comprehend what I watched. That is Hulk Hogan, which I'm so sick of seeing already. I'm only into WrestleMania 3, and I could go the rest of my life without seeing this man. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. This match, I get why it's iconic. You know, Hulk Hogan for the first time does body slam Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant had knee surgeries before this. After this match, he went on to have back surgery, and it shows. The man can't even take 3 steps. The match is a hot boo-boo mess. It was boring. It was hard to watch. It was clunky. These men should not have been in the ring together. It's awful. I have nothing nice to say about it. Even the body slam, hey, you know what? I couldn't do it. I couldn't body slam Andre the Giant. That is fantastic. Congratulations, Hulk Hogan, for doing that. But other than that, I did not need to sit through a 20-minute match, whatever the fuck it was. It felt like 3 days. All I have to say about it. I don't even want to think about it anymore. That is WrestleMania 3. It does drag a little bit. If this whole WrestleMania card was just the matches that I spoke about and they didn't drag it out with like the Killer Bees and all that stuff, I'm sure there's a lot of rivalries there that I am not familiar with because it was before my time. Okay. But the matches that I spoke about, besides this one right here, were fantastic. I would say I even like WrestleMania 3 more than I like WrestleMania 1. Just my opinion. I can't remember what I gave WrestleMania 1. I'm going to be for real. But I'm going to give this WrestleMania 3 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6.9. I'm going to give it a 6.9 out of 10. What did you guys think of WrestleMania 3? Have you watched it? Have you watched it the whole way through? What was your favorite match and why was it Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat? See you guys next week.